Today is going to be just an easy, relaxing, soothing makeup day. I actually have new products from 3 companies that sent me PR, and I don't know anything really about their brands. I haven't used them. The first one is a company called Flight 70. Have you heard of them? We're going to be using some of their products today. Next up is Jouer. I think that's how you pronounce it. Jouer, Jouer. Have not tried this brand either. We're also going to be trying a mascara from a new brand. I think they're new, called Queen Musia. They also sent me a lipstick. I'll probably use that in another video. It didn't really go with the color theme today. And lastly, I'm going to be trying a tight lining pencil. It's an eyeliner pencil from Laura Geller. This was recommended by one of you, so we're going to check it out today and see how we like it. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. It's going to just be a soothing makeup day. I'm really kind of excited about it. It's a quiet morning here at the house. The dog is in here, so I'm letting you know that the cat left. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to sign up for my Sunday morning email newsletter. It's all the rage. It is the most popular thing about my channel. I send it out every Sunday morning, no surprise there. And in it, I list all the cool things I found throughout the week, whether it's a good sale or a great recipe or a good piece of information. Whatever I would share with you if we were out together having lunch. That's what goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter. The link is in the description box down below. It's super easy to sign up, super free, super fun. I think you're going to love it. As I mentioned, I have new products that were sent to me. These are all PR pieces except the Laura Geller eyeliner. I did buy that as a recommendation from one of you because I was complaining about the eyeliner I'd been using transferred. It just did. It's the L'Oreal gel liner. They used to have one, and gosh, I don't even know if I can remember the name now, that did not transfer at all, but they discontinued it. Isn't that just the way? So we're going to be trying new makeup today plus the Laura Geller. The first thing I'm going to start out with is from Flight 70. I haven't even heard of this brand. This says it's their Glow Back Primer, Global Prep, which you guys know I love a good glow. So we'll see how this is. Now it's an interesting little delivery system. It's a squeeze tube, but it has a little designed tube there. And I heard you really gotta give it a good squeeze to get it going. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's very liquidy, and I did shake it up, which they said in the instructions to do that. So, ooh. It kind of has a nice little smell, but boy, you know, it's hard for me to really talk about fragrance in a product because my sense of smell is just not that good. So this feels very, very light and moisturizing going on. And you can see on the back of my hand, it kind of has a little glow, which you guys know is my jam. Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna let that sink in just a little bit. I also have a brow pencil. Let's see who this is from. Oh, you know, this is from a company called Dalton. They sent me some products as well. I have not tried Dalton. Have you? If you have, put your impression in the description box down below. So they sent me this pencil, and I'm loving already the size of it. You can see it right there. I like a thinner pencil. So I'm just gonna rough my brows in to start with. Let me swatch this color on the back of my hand so you guys can see it. I think this is gonna be perfect for me. It's like a light, cool, almost taupey shade. And what I like to do when I first start my makeup is just rough my brows in, particularly that bottom line, because that helps to define the eye area. Better take that off. That would be helpful. And just kind of set the stage for where all the different colors are going to go. So I'm just filling in any blank spots, and then towards the end of my makeup, when I've done my foundation and everything is all together, then I'll go back and pull out the tip and do the detail work. Now I'm going to do just a little bit of color correcting around my face now that we have that primer in. And what I'm doing here is I'm just, touching up these veins on that side of my head that really show up now. You know, our skin gets thinner as we get older, so those veins start showing up. Now, same Jones Road line of pencils. The one I used before was closer to my actual skin tone. This is a little bit lighter, and I'm going to put it right down here underneath my eyes to really kind of counteract those dark circles. And of course that little dent in my nose that my glasses make. To get that too. It's like it's part of me now. This is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. Just gonna get a little bit on my finger and tap it in. I forgot to mention the new eye pencil I'm going to use from ColourPop. This is a stick shadow pencil, and I've really been loving cream shadows on my eyes lately. Just a one and done. I'm not sure if it's just that I've gotten lazy or it looks better, but that's what I've been doing now. This is called Cocktail Party, and it's just a nice neutral tone. And what I'm gonna do is just put that over my lids. I can already tell this might be a little warm for my complexion, but maybe after it gets tapped in, it'll look like it belongs. One thing I love about a cream shadow is it's just so easy. And I just try to blend it in really nicely right above that transition area so it really flows into that top part underneath my brow. Okay, that blended in really nicely and easily. I'm not sure how I feel about that color just for my complexion. If you wear warm browns and they look good on you, this could be a good fit. I'm gonna see how it looks when I get the whole makeup look together. It might turn out just beautifully, but right now for me, for my complexion, it might be a little bit warm. Next up is this Jouer. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'll have everything linked in the description box down below so you'll be able to take a look at these products. This is an under eye concealer, and you know how dicey it is under eye concealers with older women. I'm going to go ahead and try this today. It has the normal doe foot applicator and the color looks pretty good. I'm just going to go in with a little bit because I don't know how thick this is or how it's going to work on more mature under eyes. Okay, it's pretty thick. I put on a little bit too much, I think. I'm just gonna pick up some of it with a tissue because it's pretty potent, which is nice. That means you get a lot of use out of the product. So I'm just tapping that in, and what I'm doing is I'm bringing it down below that trough underneath my eye in order to blend it in nicely. I like the color so far. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my foundation and kind of blend it in together, and we'll see how it looks. Today I'm using my favorite, the Revlon Illuminance. This is in the color 201. I love this foundation. Drugstore price, beautiful product, great coverage, pretty finish, all good. And you really don't need that much. One pump is sufficient for me. This is my BK Beauty. This is their 101 brush. You'd think I would remember these numbers. I've said them over and over again, but they just don't stick in my head. So I'm just pouncing that foundation around my face. Now I'm going to take my damp makeup sponge. Everybody always asks me, is your sponge wet or dry? Mine is damp. In other words, I put it under the water, I squeeze it out really tight, then I wrap it in a paper towel and squeeze it again, and I'm good to go. So I like to use this after the brush because there's something about the sponge that really creates a beautiful finish, at least on my skin. I need a little something on my lips. They're feeling dry. There we go. All better. For bronzer, I'm going to be using this Vacation, color is Vacation from Flight 10. It's interesting that it has a little bit of warm tones going through the middle, kind of a different take on bronzer. So I'm just going to use a little pointed brush right here, get some on my brush, tap it off, and we'll see how this looks. I like that color. What do you think about that? That color works for me. It's blending in nicely. And what I'm doing under my chin here is I'm just creating a faux shadow, a fake shadow, because it makes my chin look a little firmer than it actually is. Just a little play of light and dark there. I actually think that looks pretty. I like the color. It seems to have blended in nicely. What do you guys think about it? Now I'm going to go in with a big fluffy brush. This is the 103 from BK Beauty. The reason I'm doing this is that I want to make sure that those edges are really blended in, particularly on my forehead and down underneath my chin. I think for mature makeup, one of the most important things that we need to do, or we could do to make things look better, that we didn't do when we were younger, is just blend, blend, blend. Because we have so many different things going on in our faces now that we didn't used to have. You know, I have looser skin, wrinkles, texture, that sort of thing. So I try to make the color cosmetics just as seamless as possible to pull together the look so it just looks as polished as can be. Next up is a blush, again from Flight 70. This is in the color Tenderness. Here it is right here. Let me go ahead and swatch that on the back of my hand. It looks like just a really pretty rosy neutral blush. You can see it right there. So subtle, natural looking. And I'm going to use an angled brush and we'll see how this goes. It's very subtle, but I think it's a really pretty natural color for the spring and summer months. Is it spring or summer now? I think it's still spring. I like that. That's pretty. I like the fact that it looks really natural. Now I'm going to take my sponge again and I'm just going to press around the edges of that blush application. And it will continue to blend and melt into my skin when the heat of my skin hits it. That's what I like about cream cosmetics, particularly for us older women, is it just gets more seamless and more subtle as time goes on. For highlighter, I'm going to use a product I used in a video a few videos ago. I absolutely fell in love with it. This is from Ciate and it's called their Dewy Sticks. And it acts as a highlighter, but it acts differently than any other highlighter I've played with. It's almost like, oh gosh, a clear liquid with a little bit of sheen. Of course, it's not liquid, it's in a stick. It is almost magical. It just cracks me up. The reason why I love it is because I love a little bit of glow on my skin, but this is nice because you don't see any product residue. In other words, there's no powder. There's nothing really to sit on top of your skin and look like a makeup product. It just blends right in. It stays hydrated, but it's not sticky, which is it's a tough line to walk, to have it be hydrating but not sticky. And this really pulls it off. I just love that stuff. Isn't that gorgeous? So now that I look at my complexion and the eyeshadow, it's working better for me. I think the bronzer and the blush really helped pull all the colors in. It looks very natural. It doesn't look too warm on my eyes right now. It just looks like a subtle watercolor wash of color, which is what I like. This next product is kind of interesting. This is from Jouer. It's called their Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. I haven't used this and it just is interesting that they're using the word hydrate with a powder. So this is what it looks like right here. I'm going to use my really nice Rephr brush. This is their number 30 brush. I use the heck out of this. If you want a really good lifetime brush that does this kind of setting, finishing powder thing really well, this is the ticket. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, tap it off, and I'm just going to pound it around. Okay, now that I have that powder on, I'm going to go back in with my damp sponge and just press underneath my eyes to really knock out any creasing in that area. I'm going to curl my lashes, and I just want to say this. I went my entire adult life with cheap eyelash curlers. This is the Rephr eyelash curler. In my opinion, this is the best eyelash curler on the face of the planet. It really is. And the funny thing is I never bought a high-end eyelash curler because I thought I don't want to spend the money. They're not that expensive. This is under $30. It is so much better than those cheap drugstore eyelash curlers I used for years, and I'm sure I spent a couple $100 more when I could have just bought this to begin with. This is so good. It curls your lashes so well, doesn't pinch. I absolutely love it. But one thing I can tell you, if you want to pick one of these up, make sure you go ahead and get the little refill, the little rubber refill in here. Not that you're going to go through it really quickly, but when you do need it, you don't want to have to go on their site and just order these. So get this and a couple of these so you're set for a few years. I love this thing. Now we're going to be using the Laura Geller Kajal Longwear Eyeliner. This was recommended to me by one of you. Thank you very much. And I hopped right onto Amazon and ordered it. I'm pretty sure this is in the color black, but I can't read it. but it'll be in the description box. I have used it a couple of times. You can see it right here. I don't know if I ended up ordering charcoal or black, or if they didn't have a black. My only comment on this is I don't know if it's dark enough. Or maybe it is and I'm just being fussy. I'm not sure. But apparently she talked with ophthalmologists about this formulation to make sure it was super safe for tight lining, which I think is a plus. So what I'm doing is I'm really just focusing on the base of my lashes. What do you guys think? It has not transferred. I think I've used it 2 other times. It has not transferred at all. However, it didn't seem like it lasted as long, or maybe I was just being fussy about it. So I'll keep an eye on it and let you guys know what my experience is. If you've used this Laura Geller for tight lining, put something in the comment box down below so we can learn from you about how it worked for you. Now I'm going to use the Queen Musia mascara. It's hard to say. I am not going to use a lash primer, which I always do, but because I haven't used this before, I want to see how it performs on its own. So it has the standard bristle wand. This, I think, is a new company, and I think they only have out a few products. I think it primarily started with lipstick, and the mascara might be new, but I'm just guessing. There we have one coat. Here we have 2 coats of the mascara, and oh my gosh, it's impressive. It really is. My lashes look very soft. They don't look clumpy at all. There's no clumps. Really, really beautiful application. So far, I'm liking this a lot. Now that I've got the complexion done, I'm going to go back in and just do a little bit of detail work on my brows. I'm just defining that bottom line and pulling that tip out a little bit, filling in any spaces that just need a little bit more color. And you can see how pulling that tip out just a little bit just sort of finishes off the look. We have a lip gloss from Doll 10. This is in the color Infamous. I guess they think it's going to be famous. I'm going to start off with the Maybelline lip liner in Gone Greige. This is my real favorite right now. If you prefer a cooler toned neutral lip liner, this is the only one I found. Truly. If there are others, put it in the comments down below so we can learn from you. But this is the only one I found. Super affordable. I love this stuff. Comes with a standard doe foot applicator, nice short little packaging. Here we have the lipstick. Here we have the finished look. Let's talk about things. There's a few products that I found that I think I really do like. First off, let's start with this primer, the Flight 70. I think I'm going to have to use this a little bit more before I have an impression about it. I do like the fact that it's very light and very hydrating, and it has a little bit of glow. Those hit all the buttons for me. But I think one time in just a few minutes putting this makeup on, I really don't have a good understanding of what it's like. But I'll keep using it and get back to you at a later date with my definitive opinion about it. The Jouer concealer, I'll have to say right now, it's a no-go for me. There's just a few things about it. I do like the fact that it's very, very, potent. In other words, you don't need very much, but it has kind of crinkled up and collected underneath my eyes. It may just be that I did not put it on correctly, that I put on too much. I did take some off. Again, I'm going to continue to use this and we'll see how it really works over time. But right now, I'm sort of on the fence on this one. This bronzer from Flight 70, I actually like it. I like the color. I, however, am not a huge fan at my age now of powder color cosmetics. I really do try to stick with creams, and that's just a personal preference. If you're looking for a bronzer and you like this tone and color, I do like the fact that they've given some consideration to adding a little bit of warmth in part of this. Although I don't like an orangey look in a contour, but this seems to work pretty well. So kind of, mixed bag on this. Not crazy about powder formulas at my age, but as far as powder formulas go, I think this is a good one. Again, Flight 70, this blush, I like it. I think it's nice and subtle. You're not going to get too much. It's not going to look too much. I like the fact that it's a cream, and this is a really, really pretty color for the spring and summer months because it's very, very neutral. So again, this color is Tenderness. I'll have everything linked in the description box down below. The ColourPop Shadow Stick, I like these sticks for ease of application, and I've used a few different brands. This one is nice. I'm not crazy about this color. It's probably a little too warm for me, but I think it ended up being perfect for this look. Everything blends right in and it looks terrific. I find cream stick shadows to just be super easy, particularly the fact I don't spend a lot of time on makeup anymore and I don't wear it that often. The Laura Geller liner, I'm liking this better than the L'Oreal that kept transferring. I'm going to double check the color that I purchased. It just maybe isn't quite dark enough for me, or maybe I was using one that was too dark. Anyway, it doesn't transfer. If you want to give it a try, I can say you might really like it. I think my favorite product for the whole day was this Queen Musea mascara. It really is an extraordinary formula in that it makes your lashes look so soft and natural. You know, some mascaras can make your lashes look thicker and longer, but a little bit stiff and clumpy looking. This does not do that. These lashes look really, really pretty. If that's the look you like, I can really recommend this, at least for my first try. The Jouer finishing powder, what I can say, it is very, very light. It's very finely milled. I don't know that it does something more or different than, let's say, the Kosas Cloud Set powder. If you don't have a powder and you're looking for one, this could be a good purchase. It's a beautiful compact. It's a beautiful product. I'm just not really sure that it ticks new buttons that I don't already have met in my makeup collection. The Dalton lipstick, this is one of those dries down and stays lipstick, liquid lipstick. I'm not sure. So far, I like it. It doesn't feel drying and sticky. It still feels moist, and I do like the color very much. Well, that's what I have for you today. A nice, soothing, relaxing day of makeup. I hope you found this fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.